No one is perfect. We all encounter moments where we fall short of our ideals. However, there is a distinct difference between individuals who acknowledge their flaws and strive to improve, and those who exhibit persistent malice. Unfortunately, some people seem intent on causing harm to those around them, often due to their own unresolved issues or psychological conditions. Regardless of the underlying causes, it's crucial to identify and avoid such individuals. From a Stoic perspective, this understanding not only helps us accept our own imperfections, but also enhances our ability to interpret the behavior of others. The aim is not to create barriers, but to develop a deeper understanding of the world, leading to a more balanced and meaningful life. In this discussion, we will examine 9 signs that you might be dealing with a harmful person, guided by Stoic philosophy. This exploration will help illuminate the situation and provide you with the insights needed to navigate these challenges wisely. 1. The absence of empathy. Consider an example in a workplace setting where a cold and unsympathetic CEO fails to show empathy towards an employee facing personal difficulties. The employee has informed the CEO that he is caring for a seriously ill family member, yet the CEO still demands overtime and denies any leave, citing that work always comes first. This action not only demonstrates a lack of empathy and understanding, but also reflects a disregard for the value of human beings and relationships. Instead of prioritizing the employee's well-being and health, the CEO only cares about the short-term benefits of the job, overlooking the employee's basic needs and humanity. This not only affects the employee's morale, but also leads to a loss of trust and a breakdown in the employer-employee relationship. Indeed, maintaining a balance between reason and emotion becomes more crucial than ever. Stoic philosophy provides us with tools to confront these challenges effectively and meaningfully. One of the significant challenges we often encounter in our social relationships and professions is dealing with individuals lacking empathy. This not only tests our patience and resilience, but also questions how we react and uphold our moral values and integrity in difficult situations. The manifestations of lacking compassion can be easily identified through actions and words, but its real impact is much deeper and long-lasting. It not only causes pain and stress to those directly affected, but also creates a toxic work environment where trust and cooperation are diminished, leading to decreased productivity and creativity. This demonstrates that while one may try to accept or overlook the lack of empathy, its impact persists insidiously and destructively. In any situation, the most important thing we can control is our reaction. When faced with a lack of empathy, try to assess the situation objectively and avoid getting caught up in negative emotions. Practice empathy and understanding towards yourself and others. You will realize that each of us is fighting our own battles, and compassion is the key to overcoming division and suffering. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This statement reinforces that while external circumstances may not always be in our control, our reaction is always within our power. Through the lens of Stoicism, facing individuals without empathy becomes an opportunity for us to practice patience, tolerance, and understanding, not only for others, but also for ourselves. 2. The mask of charm. Imagine amidst the vast maze of relationships and encounters, you accidentally step into a magical land. It's where the first glance sets your heart aflutter as someone unexpectedly captivates you with their alluring charm and irresistible allure. This isn't just instant attraction. It's a deep-seated instinct within each of us, a call of nature to connect, to be accepted and loved. Yet, under the scrutiny of Stoic philosophy, another picture gradually emerges, painting a world where autonomy and wisdom are the keys to unlocking truth beyond the glittering facade. We see the true nature fraught with the secrets of those we thought had enchanted us. The mask of allure is not just an outer shell, but also a tactic used by others to attract and even control. These individuals often portray themselves as caring, attentive, and always willing to help. However, behind seemingly altruistic acts, sometimes lie selfish motives and even malice. Stoic philosophy teaches us about the importance of careful observation and analysis, not only of the external world, but also of ourselves. When faced with someone alluring, Stoicism encourages us to question the true motive behind their appearance. Do they genuinely care about your well-being, or is it merely a part of a larger scheme to achieve their ends? But there's a fundamental difference between genuine allure and deceitful allure. It lies in the intention and consequence of the action. A truly kind and caring person won't seek to exploit their kindness. Conversely, someone using allure as a tool to achieve their own goals often only cares about personal gain. The Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of trusting instincts and recognizing warning signs. Sometimes during interactions, the mask of allure will begin to slip, revealing the true intentions of the individual. This requires us to remain vigilant and not be deceived by flashy promises or glittering appearances. Consider the case of Mark, a successful businessman with an attractive appearance and polite demeanor. With a sunny smile and sweet words, he never hesitates to share his experiences or offer assistance to his colleagues. However, a secret hidden behind that perfect facade gradually gets unveiled. As time passes, some co-workers start to notice a recurring pattern of behavior. Mark's assistance often comes with implicit expectations. Once, he helped a colleague complete a difficult project, only to later hint that they owed him a favor. Another time, he volunteered to lead a new work group, only to then use the group's success as a stepping stone for his career. These events are not spontaneous acts of kindness, but carefully calculated steps towards building a virtual network of indebtedness through which Mark can gradually advance. This makes those around him begin to feel uncomfortable, realizing that his charming exterior may only be a mask hiding his true purpose, not to help, but to control and profit from his social relationships. Charm, whether genuine or deceitful, is an inevitable part of human interaction. However, through Stoic philosophy, we learn the value of awareness and autonomy. This not only helps us protect ourselves from negative influences, but also encourages personal development and a deeper understanding of those around us. 3. The urge to control humans are always seeking power and control, perhaps as an indispensable part of human nature. The desire for dominance and being in charge is common. However, through the lens of Stoic philosophy, we come to a different perspective. True control doesn't lie in imposing one's will on others, but in controlling oneself, one's emotions and reactions to the world around us. Control, at its deepest essence, is not an act of power, but an expression of inner strength. Stoic philosophy describes this strength through understanding and accepting that the only thing we truly control is ourselves, how we perceive events and how we react to them. Everything else, from the actions of others to natural events, lies beyond our control. In relationships, control is often disguised under the guise of care or love. One may believe they're doing what's best for the other when they try to guide or protect them. However, this is a misunderstanding of love and care, as Stoic philosophy asserts that each individual can only be the master of themselves. Controlling behavior can manifest in many forms, from unjustified jealousy to demands for unfair changes or restrictions on personal freedom. These behaviors not only reflect the insecurity and fear of the controller, but also selfishness, and a lack of profound understanding of the true meaning of love and freedom. Moreover, control brings nothing but rifts and suffering. It builds an invisible wall between individuals, eroding trust and connection. Its impact doesn't stop at emotional loss, but also affects self-esteem and personal development on both sides. To counter control, Stoic philosophy advises us to develop understanding and acceptance. Accept that each person has the right to freedom and self-mastery. At the same time, focus on controlling our own emotions and actions, aiming for a freer and more meaningful life. Consider the example of Jack and Julia. Their relationship began with deep trust and love. However, over time, Jack began to feel an unnamed fear of losing Julia. In his efforts to protect her from imagined risks and dangers, Jack gradually became imposing. He began to oppose some of Julia's friends, citing that they had a negative influence on her. Jack also expressed dissatisfaction with her close choices, saying he only wanted her to be respected. Sadly, these actions didn't stem from a place of genuine love, but from fear and a desire for control. Julia initially tried to understand and even adapt to please Jack, but control and suspicion only increased with each passing day. She began to feel like she was slowly losing her personal space and freedom. This led to heated arguments, with Julia feeling trampled upon and Jack in despair, trying to cling to what he feared losing the most. Over time, the relationship became tense and fraught with pressure. Jack's control was not only a manifestation of personal insecurity, but also the main cause of suffering, not only for Julia, but also for himself. Feeling no longer the master of her own life, Julia decided it was time to reclaim her freedom and self-respect. A relationship once filled with love and hope now became a painful lesson in the value of trust and personal freedom in love. As Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "Can you no longer see a road to freedom? It's right in front of you. You need only turn over your wrists." Through this, he emphasized that we all can choose how to accept and react to life. Are you trying to control the uncontrollable? Are you accepting and respecting your own and others' freedom? Stoic philosophy is not just advice on how to live, but also a reminder of our inner strength in facing and overcoming challenges. 4. The constant need for validation. In the fast-paced and ever-changing modern world, the constant need for validation has become a prominent issue. This desire for recognition and approval from others often drives individuals to seek external validation, whether through social media, work achievements, or personal relationships. However, from the perspective of Stoic philosophy, this need is a manifestation of insecurity and a lack of self-worth. A typical example of this can be seen in social media, where people constantly seek likes, comments, and shares to validate their worth and achievements. This external validation becomes a measure of their self-esteem and happiness, leading to a cycle of dependence and dissatisfaction. Similarly, in professional settings, individuals may seek validation through promotions, awards, or praise from superiors, often at the expense of their values and integrity. Stoic philosophy teaches us to find our worth and validation from within. It emphasizes the importance of self-awareness and self-acceptance, recognizing that true happiness and fulfillment come from aligning our actions with our values and principles. Therefore, when faced with the constant need for validation, the Stoic way is to focus on our inner worth and not be swayed by external opinions and recognition. A classic case of this can be seen in the story of Sarah, a young professional who constantly seeks validation from her boss and colleagues. She works long hours, takes on extra projects, and always strives to please others, hoping for praise and recognition. However, this constant need for validation begins to take a toll on her well-being and personal life. She becomes stressed, anxious, and dissatisfied, always feeling that she is not good enough. Over time, she realizes that her worth is not determined by external validation, but by her values and actions. She begins to focus on her personal growth and fulfillment, finding happiness and contentment from within. From a Stoic perspective, the constant need for validation is a reflection of our inner insecurities and fears. By recognizing and addressing these insecurities, we can find true happiness and fulfillment, independent of external opinions and recognition. The Stoic approach encourages us to focus on our inner worth and values, recognizing that true validation comes from within. 5. The divide and conquer tactic. As the famous quote goes, divide et impera, or divide and conquer. Malicious people often employ this strategy to achieve their ends. This method is usually utilized to separate relationships and trust between individuals. However, from the perspective of Stoic philosophy, this is a shallow strategy and a testament to the perpetrator's lack of integrity and wisdom. A typical example of this tactic can be seen in competitive workplaces, where there are always individuals willing to destroy the relationships and solidarity of others for personal gain. They will spread rumors, create misunderstandings, and pit individuals against each other to weaken the group. These individuals are usually driven by a desire for power and influence, without considering the consequences of their actions on those around them. Stoic philosophy teaches us the value of collective unity and cooperation. It emphasizes that each of us has a responsibility to ourselves and those around us to build and maintain Undermining the relationship. Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of accountability and responsibility. It emphasizes that we are responsible for our actions and decisions, and we must take ownership of our mistakes and learn from them. Therefore, when faced with a lack of accountability, the Stoic way is to remain honest and transparent, taking responsibility for our actions and addressing the issues with integrity and fairness. A classic case of this can be seen in the story of John, a team leader who refuses to take responsibility for a failed project. Instead, he blames his team members for the mistakes, creating a culture of fear and mistrust. Over time, the team becomes demoralized and disengaged, leading to decreased productivity and performance. However, when John realizes the importance of accountability and takes responsibility for the mistakes, addressing the issues with integrity and fairness, the team begins to rebuild trust and cooperation, leading to improved performance and morale. From a Stoic perspective, accountability is a reflection of our integrity and values. By taking responsibility for our actions and decisions, we demonstrate our commitment to our principles and build trust and respect in our relationships. The Stoic approach encourages us to remain honest and transparent, recognizing that true accountability comes from within. 7. The Manipulative Tactics. Manipulative tactics are a common trait of malicious individuals. They often use deception and manipulation to achieve their goals without considering the impact on others. This can take many forms, from lying and deceit to emotional manipulation and coercion. These tactics not only harm the victims, but also undermine trust and respect in the relationship. A typical example of this can be seen in a personal relationship, where one partner uses emotional manipulation to control the other. This can include guilt-tripping, gaslighting, and other tactics to undermine the victim's self-esteem and autonomy. Similarly, in professional settings, manipulative tactics can include lying and deceit to achieve personal gain, often at the expense of others. Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of honesty and integrity in our actions and decisions. It emphasizes that true strength and power come from within, and we must avoid manipulation and deceit to achieve our goals. Therefore, when faced with manipulative tactics, the Stoic way is to remain honest and transparent, standing firm in our principles and values. A classic case of this can be seen in the story of Emma, who uses emotional manipulation to control her partner, Mark. She constantly guilt-trips him, making him feel responsible for her happiness and well-being. Over time, Mark begins to lose his self-esteem and autonomy, feeling trapped in the relationship. However, when he realizes the importance of honesty and integrity, he begins to stand firm in his principles and values, addressing the issues with transparency and fairness. This leads to a healthier and more balanced relationship based on mutual respect and trust. From a Stoic perspective, manipulative tactics are a reflection of our insecurities and fears. By recognizing and addressing these insecurities, we can find true strength and power within, avoiding manipulation and deceit in our actions and decisions. The Stoic approach encourages us to remain honest and transparent, recognizing that true strength comes from within. 8. Habit of undermining others. A common trait of malicious individuals is their habit of undermining others. This can include subtle insults, criticisms, sabotage, and betrayal. These actions are often driven by jealousy, insecurity, and a desire for power and control. Stoic philosophy teaches us to value respect and integrity in our actions and decisions. In a workplace setting, a colleague might constantly undermine others to advance their career, spreading rumors, criticizing their work, or taking credit for their achievements. This creates a toxic and hostile environment, undermining trust and respect. Stoicism encourages us to stand firm in our principles and values, addressing undermining behavior with honesty and transparency. Consider James, a colleague who constantly undermines others to advance his career. He spreads rumors, criticizes their work, and takes credit for their achievements. Over time, this creates a toxic and hostile work environment. When his co-workers recognize the importance of respect and integrity, they begin to address the issues with honesty and transparency, leading to a healthier and more respectful work environment. 9. Lack of genuine apologies. In any relationship, the ability to apologize and take responsibility for one's actions is crucial. Malicious individuals often lack genuine apologies, offering insincere or manipulative apologies instead. This behavior undermines trust and respect, creating a toxic environment. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of genuine apologies and taking responsibility for our actions. In personal relationships, one partner might refuse to take responsibility for their actions, offering insincere apologies that deflect blame or minimize the impact of their actions. This creates a culture of mistrust and resentment. Stoic philosophy teaches us to remain honest and transparent, offering sincere apologies and making amends for our mistakes. An example is Karen, who constantly refuses to take responsibility for her actions and offers insincere apologies. She deflects blame, minimizes the impact of her actions, and offers apologies without genuine remorse or intention to change. This creates a culture of mistrust and resentment in the relationship. When Karen recognizes the importance of genuine apologies and takes responsibility for her actions, addressing the issues with integrity and fairness, the relationship begins to rebuild trust and respect. Conclusion. In conclusion, recognizing and understanding these signs of a malicious person through the lens of Stoic philosophy allows us to navigate our relationships and interactions with greater wisdom and resilience. By focusing on our inner strength and values, we can protect ourselves from negative influences and build healthier, more meaningful connections with those around us. Stoic philosophy teaches us to value integrity, honesty, and respect in our actions and decisions, standing firm in our principles and addressing malicious behavior with honesty and transparency. By maintaining our integrity and resilience, we can navigate our relationships with wisdom and build a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Stoic philosophy encourages us to focus on our inner strength and values, recognizing that true strength comes from within. By maintaining our integrity and resilience, we can navigate our relationships with wisdom and build a more fulfilling and meaningful life. In doing so, we protect ourselves from negative influences and cultivate healthier, more meaningful connections with those around us. This approach allows us to build a life based on mutual respect, trust, and understanding, fostering a supportive and harmonious environment for ourselves and others.